forget when I switch the devices that you guys can't hear me. Welcome back. I'm Zoe, and this is Divinity Within Thee, where we take time to get in touch with the divine. Okay, so guys, messages from the ancestors. Let's see what we got over here. I'm trying to get like the best angle for your angle. Okay. I actually need to close this door too. Okay. And we're back. Let's do this. Okay. Better? I don't know. God. Oh, guys. So, I get so many channels. I'll take naps and hear what everybody has to say all the time in all of the dimensions. But I am so grateful, right? Because we ask for information and clarity, so I take it when they make me give it. Also, that's just life. So, first card to come out the top, hope. Give me that hope. Give me that hope. Hope for a generation. Not beyond our reach, not beyond our sight. Hope for a generation. We ain't waiting for the breach, we're gonna stop the genocide. Hope for the generation. Love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. I have to tell myself so many times a day, watch your thoughts. We have Archangel Michael here, trusting heaven, you are safe. Angels stand close. Surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. Oh, at 3:33. So, Archangel Michael is someone that you can also call upon when you need, like, almost like Ganesha, when you need something kind of like remove. Kind of funny, actually. Kali Ma. Okay, guys, we got to face our fear, okay? Our call to action, okay? We're missing a big call to action, right? Kali Ma, facing fear. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar, right? So what is your soul's mission or purpose? Or what are you ignoring that is actually your soul's mission or purpose that you should be doing? Commander Ashtar, call to action, okay? Take charge, lead by example, walk your talk. Be about what you are about. If you said, about that, 444, do it. Did this one come out, or is it just on the bottom? It's just on the bottom. And one more. So yeah, you guys, you have to accept. So first, before you expect other people to accept things that you've done, first you have to accept them yourself, right? You have to accept yourself for who you are. Then you have to love and accept even the bad people or the bad choices that we make, right? We have to learn acceptance, accountability. We have to say, okay, yeah, I did something wrong, and now I have to, like, there's repercussions, right? For every action, there's equal, opposite, or sometimes more powerful reaction. And this is basically what karma is, right? Because energy is simply just moving like that, right? It just keeps going around and around and around like the world. It starts and begins. So it's like where we put the energy out, we have to be aware that it's gonna put a force or come back to us in some extent, in some way, in some manner. And so it's imperative that we're minding our energy, but it's also imperative that we are watching our actions, right? What actions are we having, and are we taking accountability for those actions? Is the real question. Sorry, I'm trying to turn on this device so I can see you guys, so I can see when people want to chat. Okay, I can't read on this device. So, but you have to face your fear, right? But yeah, voice of truth. Voice of truth. Joan of Arc. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. So for some, you're afraid that when you speak your truth, first of all, people are afraid, right? Face your fear. But for some, what you're afraid that when you do speak your truth, right, that you're going to be persecuted for your truth. Well, if you want to really, if you really want to get down to it, if you want to be in this higher level, this state, right, this Christ consciousness state, right, that means you may be persecuted for what you say, for what you do, for what you believe, for what you stand for, right? Isn't that exactly what happened? Isn't that exactly what happened? I don't know about you. I did a lot. I'm a very spiritual person, but I've studied a lot of religion, and I studied the Bible a lot. And I was forced to. And so what I know is what goes around comes around. Golden rule. No, what I know is that in his teaching, in Christ's consciousness, it's really about this. I don't care how people, yeah, look, Ganesha, I don't care, it's like obstacles will be removed. And if those people don't believe you, or if they're going to persecute you for your beliefs, or for your mission, or for your love, or for whatever it is, right? Whatever you feel in your soul and in your heart, if they're going to persecute you for it after you speak your truth, then those aren't your fucking people. Then it's time for them to be removed. And that's not your that's not your place of employment. That's not your family. Maybe you were born to them, but that's not, you don't need the validation from that, I have a mother that has NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. And so I it's not that I don't care, it's just that I've had to write it off, right? And just, she does some crazy, terrible things, and she's trying to fish and fish and fish and fish and get attention, and it's not happening. And that's like how you have to engage, is by not engaging, right, with narcissists. It's fucking crazy. And they just keep prying, well, this and that, and da-da-da-da, like, well, she sent a message, but she didn't. It's like, dude, why did you call? Why are you having other people? Like, it's fucking weird. People are weird. But we have to say, okay, if you were meant to be in my life, then you wouldn't have a problem picking up the phone and calling me. Then you would be checking on me. That's what normal people do. I'm starting the campaign, which I didn't put in the thing. I'm doing a campaign, right, for my space, for my health, for the accident that I had 2 years ago. And she sends me a campaign for somebody else's kid. Oh, their kid, they need to get a surgery and da 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 da. Never checking on me. Since her husband fucking attacked me after Christmas. I've been like literally resetting my nervous system all fucking year from this shit. And now you're gonna message me and tell me that someone else Can I donate and share their campaign? Like when you didn't donate $1 or a cent when I got hit and ran over by a truck? Fuck, dude. You know what this bitch said? I'm gonna tell you guys because I don't really care, and you're listening anyways, regardless. And if you're not, whatever. Well, she said when I started a funding page after I got hit and ran over and left on the side of the road by a truck, completely broken, my face completely shattered, completely broken from head to toe on the right side. She told me it was embarrassing because I was making a scene, begging for money, asking for handouts, and I'm just like, I can't walk or sit or eat, get myself to the bathroom or bathe myself. Like, I was in bed for 9 months. Then I had to learn how to walk again and all this shit. The point is to people that want to support you, they're going to say, okay, how can I support you, or how can I help you, or at least just fucking share it. Not be like, it's embarrassing. I don't like the way you look with your face, with your eye all wrapped up like that. I'm sorry, would you rather it be off and the blood be bleeding from my eye while I'm trying to make a message to people for help? Like, I don't understand, and this is the thing. When you're in relationships like this, when you're in narcissistic abusive relationships, they can be different types. They can be physical, they can be mental, they can be spiritual, they can be emotional. Like, there's so many different types. And the thing is like, we get used to love needing to be transactional. And love is not transactional. It's like when you love somebody, you do something, you choose them, you do whatever because you love them, because that's what you do. Right? Your family, your friend, whatever. And so you have to understand that you have to face the fear of being persecuted for whatever your truth is, right? And you have to know that the people that are your actual soul family that want to support you are going to show up, right? Archangel Michael, the protection, right? Love and acceptance, right? Recognize your divine worth. That's literally the first card that came out. So it's like, let's read what that says, actually. Hope. It's like, it's so important that we are on this note of knowing who we are, of knowing our divinity, right? Of the divinity that's within us. And there will be a lot of people that are consistently trying to hold you down or keep you down, and like, that's exactly what the narcissist did, is like, you have a problem? Well, here's somebody with a real problem, an actual problem, and they need help, actually. Minimalizing, and that's what narcissists do. They love to minimalize your pain or your situation by directly reverting it to theirs or something else. So, hope for yourself, hope for love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. So choose to remove people that keep these negative, downing thoughts about you running, right? Hope is an angel who is dedicated to promoting the idea that we on earth are loved, cherished, and supported by the kingdom of heaven and above. She is all about helping us see the light beyond whatever darkness we are in, traveling as a part of the Holy Trinity, faith, hope, and charity. She helps us recognize that hope isn't about wishing for something good to happen or help to arrive, but trusting that support is already present. Hope is the twin flame of Archangel Gabriel. She is a gentle presence, but she is absolutely glorious. She sings sweet harmonies to us, and these songs are waves of love, washing away anything that stands between us and self-love and acceptance. Angels are gathering around you in celebration that you are finally willing to see how loving and lovable you truly are. Hope is here with her legion of love angels, guiding you to see that you deserve loving relationships, loving experiences, and loving acceptance from the world around you. It seems that you are really moving beyond the limitations that you once had in this department, but know that whenever you do question your worth, You can call on hope to shine her golden light upon you. Your angels want you to know that they love and cherish you, and they are grateful you are giving yourself the same support. So, when we choose ourself, right? When we decide to choose ourselves and not, and this is like the typical narcissist empathic relationship, when we choose ourselves instead of selling ourselves short because someone else is needing an emotional fix. It's like someone else is getting attention, so they have to scrape off of someone else's attention or someone else's pain. It's like, instead of recognizing that I'm having my own struggle or checking on that, it's like immediately the immediate thing was someone else is having more of a struggle. Yes, okay. Now something good that she did teach me in life is no matter how bad you think you have it, there's always someone that has it worse. Now it's great for perspective, not protection. It's great for perspective, to keep things in perspective, to put you back in perspective when we're being like dramatic about dumb things, right? I wanted to read Joan of Arc. Voice of truth. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. Joan of Arc was a medieval French peasant girl who is reported to have been visited by Archangel Michael. Look at that, Archangel Michael. And other saints who gave her information on how she could help Charles VII save France from English domination. She was only a teenager when she went into battle for her country and won a huge victory. She was, however, later captured and burned at the stake. These days, she is supremely loving guide to all those who want to stand up against the odds. She also helps many light workers overcome their fear of persecution. You are being encouraged to stand strong. You may feel unrecognized and misunderstood, but that doesn't mean you have to give up on the mission you feel called to fulfill. You must follow the will of your soul and exercise your leadership spirit by speaking your truth. You may feel as if you are on a battlefield, but this conflict will come to an end as soon as you stop defending yourself. You are not here to prove yourself to others. So your mission isn't about saving people or proving yourself to others, for sure. It's not. Instead, approve of yourself first. Look at that. How can I even know? Because I be knowing. Know that your angels are on your side and that heaven is thanking you for being honest, for being the honest soul that you truly are. Okay, so you have to be honest. You know what keeps coming around in all of these readings, you guys? Honesty. So messages for the collective. Messages for the collective. Somebody needs to speak their truth and tell people to, there's like this meme that's always like, maybe the last part of your healing journey is telling people to fuck off. Hello. Hello, Flo. You are French. Are you like Joan of Arc? I hope you're not going to get burned at the stake. I hope we have moved past that, right? I remember that being a lot of lifetimes ago. I think we're past that. First, we have mortality. Life is brief, bright, beautiful, and yours to live. So remember, even though you are mortal, even though you are an infinite being, we still have this time, right? We still are in this mortal body. We're still in this meat sack. They say you're a witch. Hell yeah. That's what's up. My witch. Let's go. Witches. It's our season though, isn't it? What kind of witch are you? Are you a sandwich? Are you a sea witch? Are you a good witch or a bad witch? You're a good witch. They tell me you're a good witch. Forget who you are. Conditioning falls away. Memory no longer defines you. Okay, 41. And this is the energy of 5. So this is, again, the change that's coming in, right? It's understanding that as we're like, you know what, life is short. I'm going to be who I am. I'm going to enjoy this life. I'm going to be who I am, right? I'm going to forget who people say that I am, right? I'm going to let go of maybe these childhood connections. They tell you that you hope to be good. Well, are you bad hoping to be good, or are you good being good? Just have to remember who you are. You have to let go of some of this old conditioning, this childhood conditioning, right? Memories. Old memories that people have. If you're sad from memories, I would say you're probably sad from memories. You have to let those go, right? They no longer define you. They no longer define you. If people are mean, then let them go. Then those aren't your fucking people, man. Then those aren't your people. People suck. What can I say? Follow the white rabbit. Curiosity meets opportunity. So figure out where you feel curious. Where do you feel drawn towards? You know, do you feel drawn towards being sad and depressed? Do you feel drawn towards people being mean around you? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you like manage your temper, manage your emotions, right? Manage something, because don't allow the anger to rule you. Don't allow the sadness to rule you. You know? Don't allow it. Understand that this is a dream that we're creating, that we're living, right? We are creating our dream. Such a curious dream. Grounding, returning to reality, coming home. Right? You need to figure out where your home is. Like, how are you home in yourself, right? You have to move out. Yeah, because you're not at home, maybe. Because you're entertaining wrong things. Maybe the people that you're with are wrong people. That's what this whole reading is talking about. It's talking about you need to speak your truth. And if the people that are around you are doing whatever aren't accepting of your truth, then those aren't your people. And you need to move on and figure out where your people are. People that hear you, the people that understand you, the people that accept you. And if they're not the people, then take the time by yourself. That means you need to do more inner work. Or that means that your people are on their way to you, the more inner work that you decide to do. I don't understand the question that you're asking. When do I feel can make it go away? I don't understand. I don't understand, but yeah, I mean, call upon your angels and your ancestors for clarity, for protection, right? You're making, it's your choice. It's your choice to be over emotional, right? It's your choice to have all these options. It's your choice to keep options or situations in your life that make you unhappy. It's your choice. That's a choice, right? That's a choice that you made in an emotional state, whoever, collective. This is choices that collective made an emotional state. And they're like, well, I have a lot of options. Now, when you're keeping too many options open, that's what happens. You realize that you can't really do that. Yeah. 5 of Pentacles. That's how you get kicked out. That's how you get abandoned. When you have too many options, when you have a lot of options, or you're treating things or people that are important like options, maybe, you know? It's a thing. Can I have clarification on this? Memory no longer defines us. What are some of the memories that we have stuck? Collective. Four of voices. Okay. For some, they're still healing from childhood memory, from other things like this. And, you know, for some of you guys, you have this consistent, these consistent thoughts. You know, you have to let the thoughts go. 17, the star. Okay. The abundance doesn't come until you put in the work. And as long as you're still focused on what other people are doing instead of what you're doing or not doing, that's creating the situation that you're in. Yeah, was this upside down or right side up? 6 of Pentacles. The giving and the receiving doesn't come in until you can figure out what your hope and your dreams and your wishes are, and you can heal being in this over emotional state of stuck in the past. Okay, when you're stuck in the past and thinking about things in the past who you feel stories of people who died in World War One. Well, that's probably another your past life. A lot of people are feeling past lives. So what you can do is you can ask, okay? You can ask, you can say, what is this story, right? Is this a childhood? Is this a past life, right? The 6 of Cups, this is like past life. This can be somebody in our soul. This can be soulmate can be coming in. Maybe you're having feelings of that because there's someone that you were soul family with in that time that's coming back in, and you're trying to remember who this person is because you guys have some mission to do, some contract to be fulfilled. Now the thing is don't be in a depressive state. Ask your guides, ask your ancestors, ask your angels, why am I feeling this way? Who is there? Is there a place or a person or some place I should go? Sometimes they just have you go to a place. Like for me, many times they'll lead me to different places, right? And I'll go to a place and I'll sit down and maybe I'll do cards or I'll read or I'll do meditation, and then it will come to me, or something will happen, or I'll read something, or somebody will walk by, or I'll see a sign or whatever, you know, and it will become very clear. Sometimes it just has me go to places and it has me tune in like past life stories that have happened there, right? Like months ago, I was drawn to this place down at the bottom of the island, this cliff, and I was like, what's going on here? Why do I have to come here down this crazy dirt road and all this shit? And I go to the end and I realize, okay, this deity that I channel a lot, Nairoro Kido, who is known, and she's reincarnated through many different deities, has in many lifetimes gone crazy and jumped into the ocean, jumped off this cliff. And so they took me down there to show me. Because I was talking about wanting to jump, but I was talking about wanting to jump like timelines, right? Like wanting to quantum leap. But people thought that I was going to jump, and they really thought, because I was channeling the spirit, that I was actually going to fucking unalive myself, right? That I was going to like jump, and I was like, what? That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. Because I don't die like that this lifetime. I know all the ways that I don't go out this lifetime, so I don't have to worry about it, right? That's human construct, right? That's being stuck to an idea or something like this, right? And so it's this devil energy, okay, Capricornic energy, but it's like, this is something that we can become obsessed with, right? These emotions, these thoughts, these whatever, right? Past life energies, past life connections, right? Now, people that are supposed to be in our connection this life, because we've done so many lifetimes with them, now we will feel them and we will be brought back into them. But for some of us, what you're feeling is karma, also ancestral karma. You can be feeling some of this, right? You're a Capricorn. Interesting. So the devil card in tarot is indicative of Capricorn. This is Capricorn energy. So the interesting thing about that is, but it's like, we can be addicted to these old feelings. We can be addicted to past. We can be addicted to childhood wounding. We can be, it can become an addiction to be like, I need to go to therapy every week. I had this happen to me, you know, like for instance, I had my whole life, like I received this cavernoma from repeated head trauma between the ages of 6 and 12. So I can sit and cry forever about it, or I can realize the pattern, right? The pattern disrupt. I can recognize the pattern, okay? This time I had a very interesting, newer type, a different type of narcissist than I didn't actually experience before. Because this one actually attempted or pretended to care or love for me. So it was a different scenario. I wasn't feeling the same types that I had felt before in the past. So I didn't recognize it for what it was. And as I stepped back and as I cleared some spells and some other stuff from me, I realized, oh, here's the pattern repeating again, okay? So devil is indicative of things that we get caught in, like human constructs, right? Time, money, fear, addictions, things like this, right? And we can become addicted to this feeling sorry for ourselves. That's the thing. So figure out, feel where, but we're creating it, the magician, right? We're ultimately creating the energy and the things that we're feeling. So when it says follow the white rabbit, right? Curiosity meets opportunity. Ask your body, where is this trauma stored in my body? What did it come from? When was it? How old was I? What did somebody say to me? Think about it. Ask yourself aloud, like, excuse me, body, when did somebody say to me that I had to do this in order to receive love? Or if I didn't do this, I couldn't be loved? Or that people wouldn't forgive me or love me or accept me for who I am, that I had to pretend to be something else, right? That I had to play a different part. So, temper and emotions. The Knight of Emotions. So, for many of us, there can be a lot of emotions that are coming up. For some want to express their love, to share their emotions, right? They want to be able to see this golden ratio in the background, right? I mean, it's like a shell, but what I'm seeing really is the golden ratio. So it's like they want to be able to openly express, like be able to share emotions. So what I feel is they want to share it, but they want to know that the other person is willing to share too, right? It has to be what goes around comes around type thing, right? Yeah, this is ultimately what would make people happy, the sun. This is what would bring joy and contentment, right? The Empress is being able to see and not have the moon, right? Not have these secrets, right? Not have these secrets, not have anything hidden, not have any deception or anything like that. Now for me, I know this is my trigger in relationships. Lies. Secrets and lies, like, because I can sense it in my entire body and in my entire being, and it triggers this neurological thing, this tumor type thing that bleeds in my head, because I can literally feel. And as people sit there and try to lie to me or try to deceive me, it's like it starts to turn pink, it starts to turn red. It's like my head starts to fucking bleed because I can feel it. Like, no, it feels off in my body. So if you're a little liar, don't go around super empathic people. Don't go around spiritual people. If you can't be honest and authentic and yourself, then don't go around people that are seers and that are empaths and that can read your energy. Because unless you're willing to be authentic, but you have to trust. Because the Empress, look, she can fucking see everything. Literally, she can see everything. So She can feel everything, right? All of space, all of time. So know that your emotions, so even how you feel internally, so like when people come up and tell me one thing, I can feel their internal, I can hear their internal conversation, I can feel their internal emotion, and it's like, that's why I spend a lot of time inside. That's why. You want to have children. You want to know if you're going to have children. I'll ask, hold on, let me finish this. Such a curious dream. So 9. So something is coming to a completion. Grounding, returning to reality, coming home. Okay? Can we get clarification for this, for the collective? The Knight of Swords. Okay? So some of us have to make action. Is this really a dream? Or like, I had this channel today too. It's like, do you want to keep me, what was it? Do you wish, am I your wish, or do you wish to keep me as your dream instead of making me your reality? It was this very interesting. So take action, Queen of Emotions, that. So people know. So what's happening is, this person is like, this is curious. This is too far out, right? What I feel, what I'm feeling, what I'm dreaming, like, it's too much, right? This isn't everybody's cup of tea. I need to like ground myself, right? How you ground yourself and come home is by admitting that what you're feeling, what you saw, what you dreamt, your intuition, what you've been dreaming, what you've been feeling, what you've been knowing, you need to take action towards. Yeah, look at this. Pegasus flying in. You got to take action because you already know. You're delaying it, or you're pretending like it's a dream. The longer you view it as a dream, the longer it will take to become a reality. Yeah, the 10 of Cups. If you want to have a happy family, if you want to have all of that, and you know and you see that, and you know who the person is, you're not dreaming, right? It's not a curious dream. It's your waking reality. It is your truth. If you feel it and you know it and you've seen it and you've seen it and you felt it and you've seen it and you felt it, even if it's taken a long time. Okay? For some, it's been a long time and it's like, I don't know, I've taken a really long time, but look, he's still moving. It's moving quickly now. Even though it's taken a long time, maybe longer than you thought, doesn't mean that it's not a thing, right? The 7 of Inspiration. And the 4 of Cups. So the problem is the more you defend your current reality over your dream reality, whatever, right? The longer you're going to miss the opportunity. But if you don't do that, then you see she's actually staring. If you look at the cup, it's actually 2 faces about to kiss, the wish. Okay? She's seeing it. The seed of life is in the middle. So, for that, I would say that this is probably, with the seed of life in the center, somebody was asking over here about a baby. I would say that this is yes, but you have to, the thing is you can't just expect to have a kid to make you happy. You have to be happy, because otherwise your kid takes all of your fucking karma. So if you haven't dealt with your karma and you're still dealing with shitty people that you need to run away from, then you haven't dealt with your karma. And if you have a kid, the kid's gonna fucking have that karma. So until you come into peace and unity with yourself, right, the masculine and feminine part of yourself, and stop saying everybody's shitty and everybody's let you down and everybody's hurt you emotionally, you can say it, but like don't dwell on it, like I'm here, I share my story because I feel like people it makes people realize that we're all fucking human, right? We're all human beings. We're all experiencing it. We're here on Earth School to learn and experience. And if we don't share or we don't relate, then people sit there and feel alone, right? So, better like this. So if your life is filled of shitty people and people that put you down and all of this shit, then change your life. It's a fucking choice. That's your choice. It's not anybody else. What are you reflecting? Your exterior circumstance is a reflection of your interior discontent. That's why when I realized that I wasn't feeling good, I wasn't feeling safe, I wasn't feeling secure, I wasn't feeling creative, I was feeling blocked, I was like, okay, I'm going to leave. But that didn't work because this is all of my creative center and everything like that. So then I was like, all right, you fucking leave. Look, imagine that. It's a choice. But the choice was either I'm leaving or you're leaving. Come 3 or 4 months later, that's life. So if you want something to change, then you have to make the change. Even if you don't have all of the answers, right? This is really what it's saying, is trusting in heaven. Archangel Michael, you got to trust in heaven. You got to trust that if you're a good person, if you're doing what's right, that you're divinely protected. Are you thanking your ancestors? Are you praying? Are you doing this? Are you facing your fear? What is your action? Are you called to your action? Is your action to share your story or to complain about other people doing wrong things? Is your action to, what is your soul's mission or your soul's purpose? If you stop worrying about what everybody else is doing, you can get to what you need to be doing. That's just the reality of the situation. This is what the whole reading is about, is the infinite abundance. All the obstacles will be removed. Everything will be removed. Everything that you already wish, that you hope for, that you dream about, is something that you've already made a soul contract with, and it's just there waiting for you to get in the right vibrational frequency, the right resonance for you to receive it. If it's somebody else, then it's waiting for both to get into the right resonance to be received. But you will continue to receive the same resonance and the same frequency that you omit. So if you're surrounded by shitty people, then ask yourself, what about me is making me a shitty person? That's not always the case. Sometimes empathic people get stuck around succubuses and shitty people, for sure. But at some point, you have to take the accountability, right? You have to love and accept yourself and say, okay, I accepted that I fucked up and now I have to change this. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got to pack. Yeah, if that's how it is, It doesn't mean that everybody that takes drugs is bad. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, if it's keeping you in an unhealthy situation, then that's what it is, Then you have to make that decision, because if they're not caring about their health, how can they care about yours? And if you're not caring for your health or your well-being, then how can anybody else care for you also? Right? It doesn't make sense. Like, we're constantly receiving the feedback of the energy that we're outputting. Now, a lot of times we are dealing with karmic lessons, ancestral lessons or blessings, and that's why it's important to communicate with your ancestors all the time. Ask for help, for guidance, for clarity, because that's how you fix it. Right? Yeah. 4444. That's how we move forward. That's how we take forward movement, forward action. That's how we create new stability, forward momentum. That's how we do it. We have to do it like that. Get some messages. You gotta keep on moving, moving. They burned the house around, I saw and felt. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Right now, if you watch the reading that I did earlier today, I think it was a collective love reading, but it was talking about this. There is a lot of other energies or entities, right? And even, it doesn't matter what religion you are, even the Bible talks about this, right? In the end of days and all of the stuff that the evil, the devil or the evil will, as they're being taken down, attempt to take more people down, to bring light warriors and stuff down with them. So if you're feeling that there's not whatever, there could have been, at some point in time, there could have been. Like, that's the thing, is I realized that. Like, I realized that I did have a very strong spiritual connection with my last housemate. I really did, for a long time. But that person did the same type of things, which allowed for other entities to consistently be jumping, right? So it's put my shit, it was allowing for other dark entities and spell work and other shit to keep coming in to my energetic field, because this is my power space. So it couldn't be, you know? And that's what happens, is just because we're in spiritual warfare right now. We're in a spiritual warfare, and we're having this interesting battle with self. It's a mental battle, right? It's mental, spiritual, emotional. Unlock it. Treasure Island. Yes. The turtle. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. This is the energy of 9. Again, we're completing these cycles. We're understanding where's the treasure. The treasure lies within. Only take the things, everything we need is already within us. So, like, what have we learned? What is our knowledge? What is our skill set? What is our trade? What can we do? We can take all the things that we know and go to other places, figure out other ways to make that happen. It is a choice. But you have to decide. Nobody else can decide it for you, and nobody else can want it for you more than yourself. Right? Like, message in a bottle. 6, giving and receiving. Like, for this, the reading that I did earlier, does feminine want masculine to show up? Does she want to hold the space for him to be vulnerable? Absolutely, but she can't want it more than he wants it for him. She has to allow him the space to be the masculine, to take the action. So, nobody can want it for you more than you want it for you. Okay? Message in a bottle. This is about an emotional state, coming to calling ourselves, making a call. Sometimes making a call is calling ourselves out on our own shit. Right? Call yourself out. Stop to call everybody else out. Don't worry. I mean, you can count on people to be who they are. Something my grandfather always taught me is you can always count on people to be exactly who they are. When they show you who they are, trust them and believe them. And always count on them to be who they are. Don't persecute people for being who they are when they've shown you who they are. So if someone is like this, if someone is consistently like this, doing the same pattern and behavior and repeating and repeating and repeating, then you can count on them to be that, unless you see active change and effort to making change. Really, you just know, right? You just know. You just want to feel free and not feel they are like a cop. You love this movie. Why are you worried? Why are you worried if they're like a cop if you're saying that they're doing drugs? You're funny. You gotta gather your own emotional state. 6. This is also about checking yourself, right? 6 is about knowing when you're doing too much. Deep knowing. So yeah, knowing. Again, Knowing. You can say that this person, these people are lying or deceiving or doing all of these things, but really, you have the deep knowing. You have the wisdom. The deception, the lies, the moon is something that each of us is choosing. All of the readings that have been happening lately is all coming back to the same thing, which is like the truth has to be told. The truth has to come out. And the longer we lie to ourselves or to other people, then the longer it's creating a problem for us. That's a choice. Yeah. Time to go. Time to let it go. Walk to the edge. Go down to the dock. 9. Complete the cycle. See the door at the end? Complete it. Walk down the path. You're the only one not walking the path. Fork in the road. You've come to a point, collective. You've come to a pivotal point where you've hit a fork in the road and you need to figure out what you need to fix. You need to figure out what's worth fixing and what's not, right? What you may have thought was milk and honey might not be, right? Or maybe you need to go figure out where the end of the rainbow is, where that milk and honey actually is. Look at this baby elephant in there. 51, 6. This is about reciprocity. You get what you give. Okay? You get what you give. Maybe you didn't give something shitty this lifetime. Maybe you did a lot of shitty things in another lifetime. We don't know. Maybe your ancestors did, but there is mending, there is repairing that has to happen. Right? 7, again. You choose how it goes down, right? You choose to be in peace. You choose to start something new or not. It's a choice, right? Chop wood. You got to do the work. No one else is going to do the work for us. And there's like 3 types of, my friend sent me this thing today. There's like 3 types of main people that's happening right now. There's the one that's like, yeah, okay, well, religion or government or whoever said this, so we should trust them because they're doing what's right for us. And there's 2, which is like the soul rebel, which is like, no, you can't gain my freedom. I don't really care. I will go out and fucking sleep on a beach if I have to. Do you know what I'm saying? And then there's like the 3rd that's just like, oh, well, I'm going to be on both sides of the fence. Right? That fucking Swiss energy where it's like, I want to remain neutral. Well, you can't fucking remain neutral. Choose what you're doing. Choose whose side you're like. The time is now. Like when Pluto goes direct on the 13th, again, fork in the road. You have to choose a fucking direction. You have to choose. Choose. Or fucking stand there with the reindeer. Stay tied up. Again, the energy of 4. Yeah, you can stand there poised, but you're going to fall. It's going to knock you off. You live in Gascogne. I don't know where that is. You're in France? You're in France? I live in Indonesia. I live in Bali, Indonesia. You said you were from France, right? Well, new life. Time for a new life, guys. If this is a confirmation you were seeking, is it time for me to move and get the fuck away from these crazy people? Time for a new life. For sure. For sure. 11. Look at that's the energy of 11. I'm sorry, 12. So that's 3. So it's about what are you manifesting, right? The fates. So it's something that could already be fated for you. Maybe, sometimes the universe puts us in these positions to where it makes us uncomfortable, right? And when we get angry or when we get uncomfortable, that's what actually forces us to move, right? Einstein used to say that that necessity was the grandfather of all invention. So it's like we don't, the idea doesn't even cross our mind until it becomes a necessity, until we're like, wait, I can't stand this anymore. In France, the Three Musketeers. All right, that's what's up. Yeah, we have to be scared, but maybe you should, you're in France, Flo? Have you checked out, I was telling somebody that yesterday about this. There's a program called Workaways, like WORK, away, AWAY. I think it's like 60 or 70 euros for a year. And it's like a work and live trade situation. So like, let's say you're good at doing some things. You can go on there and say, here's all of the things that I'm good at doing. And yeah, I need a room or whatever. And you can go and work on a farm, or maybe with animals, or maybe with kids, or whatever. You could probably teach French. I was teaching English. I was doing all kinds of stuff. I do all kinds of things. But yeah, I was doing that to have a place to stay. So maybe that is an answer for you, right? 60 or 70 euros can be cheap. Then you just have to reach out. You have to do it yourself. People don't like find you to work. You actually have to like search and look. But there's so many things all over, especially in Europe, all over. Yeah, go meet better people that are going to create a better community, right? And sometimes what happens, right? And what can you imagine? Like, what are the big dreams you can imagine, right? Yeah, time to go again. Yeah, imagine what a better life would feel like, would look like, would be like, right? Be okay with that. Be okay with it. Be okay that it's, yeah, speak your truth. Maybe that is your fucking truth. Your truth is, I'm going to set myself free by knowing what is best in my heart. Yeah, ask in Facebook, but like I said, it's called, I'll put it right here. I'll put it in here. Because it's like $60 or $70, and then you can go and you can literally just trade whatever for place to stay. They're in France. They're everywhere. Yeah, so you can do that. Here, this is what it's called. Workaway. You can search it. You can search it online. I sent a lot of people traveled a lot to a bunch of different countries using it. So yeah, you can trade. You can say, I can help clean your house, or teach your kid French, or whatever, work on your farm, or I don't know what skills you have, but yeah, check it out, because there's lots of things that you might be able to do and be able to get a room, be able to get a place, be able to get a work, or just find new community, or be able to get out of where you are to another space. So that's my suggestion. I feel it very strongly. Look, I have goosebumps. So yeah, here and now, right? You're the one that creates your new egg, your new nest egg, right? The past, this is the past, and this is the present. So beautiful. Check that out. Okay, guys, does anybody else have any questions? Anybody else have any questions? Also, listen to different music. That's what I've been noticing. Classical music and some reggae, live instruments, because it is a frequency war. Yeah, do the work. What you put out, the energy that you put out is the energy that you get back. So when you start, you chop wood. When you finish, you chop wood, okay? So, never ending story. Da 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 da. Otherwise, you just keep repeating the same lesson unless you pattern disrupt. So try to pattern disrupt. Okay, guys, I gotta go sort some stuff out. I love you as always. Infinite blessings, love, and light. I will put the information if you want to schedule a personal or private reading with me. I'll put the information in the information box below as well as with my fundraiser. Thank you guys so much. Ciao for meow.